Buddy. So my S, man, it's checking in on you. It's been a moment, I know. I know it's been a moment, but I'm back. Better than ever. I hope you're doing fine wherever you're at. I'm in Tustin, California, Orange County. We've been self-isolating. It's all bullshit, if you ask me. BS, sorry to cuss. I wanted to share with y'all this one. 16.6 million have sought U.S. jobless aid since coronavirus. That was this morning at 5:40 a.m. With a startling 6.6 million people seeking jobless benefits last week, the United States has reached a grim landmark. More than 1 in 10 workers have lost their jobs in just the past 3 weeks to the coronavirus outbreak. The figures collectively constitute the largest and fastest string of job losses in records dating to 1948. By contrast, during the Great Recession, it took 44 weeks, roughly 10 months, for unemployment gains to go as high as they now have in less than a month. The job market is quickly unraveling as businesses have shut down across the country. All told, in the past 3 weeks, 16.8 million Americans have filed for unemployment aid. The surge of jobless claims has overwhelmed state unemployment offices around the country, and still more job cuts are expected. More than 20 million people may lose jobs this month. The unemployment rate could hit 15% when the April employment report is released in early May. It's all BS, folks, because it's not at 15%. They're not counting the people who were already struggling before this whole COVID-19 BS, and that was already at 20%. So if we're supposedly going to be at 15% in April, really we're going to be at 30-40%. Just a quick FYI, man. The carnage in the American labor market continued unabated, said Joseph Brusuelas, chief economist for RSM, a tax advisory firm. The viral outbreak is believed to have erased nearly 1/3 of the economy's output in the current quarter. 48 states have closed non-essential businesses. Restaurants, hotels, department stores, and countless small businesses have laid off millions as they struggle to pay bills at a time when their revenue has vanished. A nation of normally free-spending shoppers and travelers is mainly hunkered down at home, bringing entire gears of the economy to a near halt. Non-grocery retail business plunged 97% in the last week of March compared with a year earlier, according to Morgan Stanley. The number of airline passengers screened by the Transportation Security Administration has plunged 95% from a year ago. U.S. hotel revenue has tumbled 80%. Now's the time to travel, if you can, to say you're an essential person, and then print out the document at Staples. The government-mandated business shutdowns that are meant to defeat the virus have brought the U.S. to a sudden and violent standstill that is unprecedented. Economists are struggling to assess the duration and severity of the damage. We're just throwing out our textbooks, said Beth Ann Bovino, chief U.S. economist at S&P Global Ratings. S&P, you can't trust them. Let me tell you, the Pan-Wharton budget model created at the University of Pennsylvania's Business School projects that the U.S. economy will shrink at an astonishing 30% annual rate in the April-June quarter, even including the government's new $2.2 trillion relief measure, the largest federal aid package in history by far. An economic contraction of that scale would be the largest quarterly plunge since World War II. You're only going to get $1,200 if you're lucky, and that's it. And then they're going to tax the next 10 generations to death for that $2.2 trillion. It's probably going to be 20 generations. A key aspect of the rescue package is $350 billion small business loan program that is intended to forestall layoffs. Small companies can borrow enough to cover payroll and other costs for 8 weeks, and the loans will be forgiven if small businesses keep or rehire their staffs. The Treasury Department has begun to roll out the has begun to roll out the loans to mixed results. Many small businesses have had trouble accessing loan applications, and many economists say the $350 billion is insufficient. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin has said he will seek an additional $250 billion for the program from Congress. You better have your digital certificate ready. The little barcode they're going to give you. It's probably going to be like a digital ID card, digital dollar. The rescue package also added $600 a week in unemployment benefits on top of what recipients receive from their states. This will enable many lower-income workers to manage their expenses and even increase their purchasing power and support the economy. It also makes more people eligible for jobless aid, including the self-employed, contractors, and so-called gig economy workers, such as Uber and Lyft drivers. So don't trip when the gas starts going up again. Or the rent. Oh, well, they can't raise the rent because they just told them to not do that. Well, at least in Cali, they've done that. Let me know if in your state they've done some rent measures. Keep the rent the same kind of measures. All right. So, but many of these people have been expressing frustration and bewilderment about the process for seeking benefits as a flood of applications has overwhelmed many state offices. Margaret Heath Carignan says she called the unemployment office in Maine, where she lives, 291 times on the day that people with last names A through H were eligible to call. She never connected to anyone. Carignan, 57, was laid off temporarily. She hopes from her position as a certified medical assistant at an orthopedic practice in Portland, a job she had held for 20 years. The office furloughed her and others because they were unable to see many patients. She hopes to return once the coronavirus is contained. Even with non-essential businesses largely closed and health authorities imploring people to stay at home, some Americans who have lost jobs continue to look for work, as they should. Normally, to qualify for unemployment benefits, people who are laid off must actively look for a new job. But unlike in previous recessions, that expectation has become nearly impossible. Many states, as a result, are waiving or loosening the requirement to look for work. In Tennessee, people on unemployment can satisfy the job search mandate by creating and maintaining a reemployment plan. But many appear to be unaware of that, and at least some of the jobless say they're still receiving notifications from the state saying they must actively seek work. Shamira Chisholm was laid off from her job as a line cook at a Nashville restaurant 3 weeks ago. To prove she is looking for work, she says she must do an online job search twice a week and save the search. There are a few job postings at grocery stores and big distribution centers like Amazon, but nothing in her field, she said. Few states have managed yet to distribute to recipients the extra $600 a week in unemployment aid. And let's start that one again. Few states have managed yet to distribute to recipients the extra $600 a week in unemployment aid that the federal package provided. Chisholm, 31, is able to pay her bills right now only with the help of her parents. Tennessee unemployment benefits are $275 per week. For other unemployed workers, the viral shutdowns have made it nearly impossible to do the kind of networking that is normally a crucial part of a job hunt. Ryan Larray of Salt Lake City has been looking for work since mid-February. At first, things seemed normal. He applied, got some interviews, and moved through the process. He has worked as a fundraiser for nonprofit groups, a field that is in turmoil as donations have dried up. Now, nearly every employer has imposed a hiring freeze. Okay, so he's saying now nearly every employer he has looked into has imposed a hiring freeze. It makes mundane tasks feel monumental when I don't know where my money is going to be in a month, said Larray, who's 24. The aspect of staying at home is hard enough, and not feeling productive is going to be what gets to me. So let me know what you think, everybody, world. Let me know what you're going through. Maybe I can help you. from my end. I know how to make pretty awesome resumes, get you a job. But we'll see how this goes. My prediction is it's just the beginning. It's gonna get worse. So right now, I'll tell you, like Gerald Celente from Trends Journal says, right now is the time to get emotionally, physically, spiritually prepared, because this is just the beginning, folks. So thank you for checking us out. Thank you for your time. I hope to post more and keep you all informed, and hopefully we fight back with this information, because this is definitely a war of information. First the government is telling you don't wear masks, now they're telling you to wear masks. It's all BS. They've known since